My daughter and I had the extreme honor of going to Washington, D.C. and witnessing the inauguration of our 45th president, Donald J. Trump. All right? And, you know, there was a question about the size of the crowd. Was the crowd really as big as it looked? Well, as two people who had to traverse that crowd in order to get to the Capitol grounds, we can testify it was absolutely that big, if not bigger. I tell you what. But it was an honor. We got to go to the Longworth building and see Congressman Roger Williams' office. Finally see the picture of Valley Forge that he talks about every time he's here with the horse in it, Nelson, right? We were all over the place. Matter of fact, her cell phone keeps track of how much you walk around, and in 2 days we walked 20 miles. Yeah. But one of the best parts of it, matter of fact, the most enduring part of it, were some of the people we got to meet, and some of the relationships that we were able to create. Matter of fact, she said the highlight of the trip was being at the inaugural ball and meeting my friends that I work with. She met other county chairs from Texas and other colleagues of mine. Well, on the way there and on the way back, I got introduced to Reverend Ramiro Pena. And we hit it off pretty quickly. You know, you meet some people and there's a connection, and just in a couple of hours of getting to know Reverend Pena, I was hooked. We had some wonderful stories. We're flying together on the way back from D.C., and we hit some turbulence, and he starts telling me a story about turbulence that at the time I could have gone without, but you know, it was good to hear the stories. It took my mind off things. But anyway, Reverend Pena is here with his wife. Thank you very much for coming out. They have Christ the King Baptist Church in Waco, Texas. He's also on channel 10, I think, 25. He's on channel 25 every Sunday morning at either 10 or 10:30? 10:30. And plus he's broadcast in 120 countries. He's politically active. He serves on President Trump's Hispanic Advisory Council, all right? But the big deal, of course, is he gave the closing prayer. He did the Lord's Prayer at the inaugural prayer service the Saturday morning after the inauguration. And on CNN, right there, you can see him, President Trump's walking by, and does a fist bump to Reverend Pena. Right? So we're about to get on the plane to fly back to Texas, and I said, wait a minute, I gotta know, which hand was it? He goes, well, it was this one. I said, you gotta give me one. Boom. I got a fist bump from the fist that pumped Trump. But it's my extreme honor to introduce to you Reverend Ramiro Pena.
Thank you, Jack. That was very kind of you. I thank you for your prayer. Or for Linda, would you stand and wave at everybody? You'll know who my beloved is. Just turn around and she just loves when I do that. So I was so honored that Jackson invited me to come. But you know, he asked me, I have to vet you a little bit. He'd ask you a few questions. I said, I was okay for Trump. I mean, and so I said, go ahead, ask me anything you want. He said, well, you know, do you believe in gun rights? I'm from Texas, are you kidding? You know, do you believe in religious liberty? Freedom of religion? Well, I'm a pastor, Jack. Of course I do. And he said, well, do you believe in free speech? I said, of course. He said, well, good, come give us one in Coryell County. It's a privilege to be here. I love to hunt in Coryell County, by the way. So thank you for being parcel of where I live too, just down the street. I'm so glad and grateful for all of our veterans that are here. My family's been represented in every conflict since World War II. My uncles.
Could you hold the microphone?
I'm sorry, I'm holding a little closer. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I'll do my best. My uncle served in the Navy and in the Army in World War II, and one took many injuries in Italy in that theater. All the way down to my son-in-law, who is now in the Army, stationed at Fort Carson. The only thing that I really disagree with is that he's being sent to Germany and taking my granddaughter with him. Along with my daughter, of course, the whole family's going for a tour in Germany, which there are worse assignments, okay, so I'm grateful that he's landed that. I am so proud of this country, and it is the greatest country the world has ever known. We just thank the Lord for our country. So, Jack asked me about Christians or a pastor being involved in politics. A lot of people have gotten the idea that Christians or people of faith, in my case, Christian faith, should not be so involved in politics. And I think that's just wrong. Okay. And I'll get into it in a minute about worldview. I'm going to watch my time. He said I had 2 hours, but I'm going to let you out quick. But it's really important. It all distills down to worldview. What is the worldview you hold? And worldview really matters. How you see the world matters. And if you see the world through the Judeo-Christian tradition, you see the world differently. Not everybody sees the world that way. But worldview matters, and I'll get to that. And I even knew prominent religious leaders in our country saying, you know, they could not support candidate Trump. He was just not their cup of tea. He was not a Christian. He was not this and not that, not the other. And my basic response, and I had friends doing that, prominent, I won't list names, but you would know the names if I mentioned them. I said, listen to me, you know what you're getting with Hillary Clinton. And if you want that, then keep doing what you're doing. If you don't want that, get your hands dirty and get involved. It'd be so much easier for me to stay in my ivory tower, in my church, unsullied, untouched, and it'd be a lot easier on my mail also that I get if I would not have gotten involved. But I felt compelled to this time, even though I didn't know anything about Donald Trump, when I got involved, because I had deep in my bones a passion to stop Hillary Clinton. Amen. People continue to say, but we're so divided as a nation. Politics is a dirty business. You get people mad at you. And I know I'm a pastor. I like everybody to love me. Okay? I mean, I don't like people mad at me. But I know all that. But I guess Daniel was wrong when he advised 7 pagan kings. Or how about Joseph when he, the scripture says, became like a father to Pharaoh and saved the nation and civilization at the time because of famine and how God used him. Or Esther, amen, to a pagan king. Women have influence. All the women said amen. Amen. So I guess they were all wrong if they should not have been advisors to pagan kings. And I'm not saying Donald Trump is a pagan king or a pagan ruler. I'm not saying that at all. I know Donald Trump. I'm convinced he's a Christian. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I felt God's calling on my life to get involved. Now, worldview matters. We're called as Christians to be salt and light. Jesus said to be salt and light. And if you're not familiar with salt, it makes everything taste better. Okay? And we all need light. You know, we're grateful to live in the most civilized country in the world, at least most of the time it is, except for the fringe left when they get involved in things. But they're not very civilized, I'm sorry. You remember all the rioting Republicans did when President Obama was elected, right? No, there wasn't any. But in this society, our worldview, how we see the world, matters. And I know we're so divided. I mean, for the first time in history, a vice president had to break a tie and vote to get a cabinet secretary confirmed. That's outrageous. The president has a right to put whoever he wants to on his team. But for the first time, we're just so divided right now. I know that. I don't like that either. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't get involved. Don't let that deter us from getting involved. You see, government reflects culture. And culture reflects worldview. So our worldview defines the kind of culture we have, and our culture really is reflected in the kind of government we have. So, for example, think of Hinduism. If you're not familiar with Hinduism, historically, India is dominated by Hinduism. In Hinduism, you're born into a caste system, and whatever you're born into is reflecting reincarnation, all the sins and bad things you did in a previous life. So that's why you're suffering pain or going through what you're going through in this iteration of life. And to do anything about that would disrupt their karma and then therefore maybe cause more pain in the future. So, in a twisted sense, to help the poor could mess up their karma and their future. So you have a government that tolerates poverty. See, worldview impacts culture, which dictates government. Now stay with me, okay? Along came the kings. When kings reigned in the earth, everything mattered to the monarchy. Whatever the monarchy wanted, everybody lived to serve and preserve the monarchy. Right? Well, then we get communism and socialism, and it's kind of the monarchy by committee. And we know how well committees work. God bless all the committee work we got done to make this happen today. but you know, they wanted to throw off that, but they became the preservers of the state and their livelihood and their dictates. Again, the people live to serve the dictates of the king or the government. But along comes the United States. And for the first time, and if you're taking any notes, I'd write this one down. It's good, not my phrase. But for the first time, birth does not define destiny.
That's right.
Let me say it again. Birth does not define destiny. For the first time in world history, in this country. This country, the United States, provided that notion, a crazy notion, a new notion, to the world. That's why my daddy could grow up on the dirt roads of Laredo, Texas. I'm a fourth-generation Texan, by the way. Okay. Thank you. And many Mexicans died defending the Alamo. I know you historians all know that. But, you know, Santa Anna was no saint. Okay, although he was called Santa Ana. Okay? He was no saint. Mexicans hated him. Okay, he was an imperialist, awful. But my dad, growing up on a poor boy's stomach in Laredo, Texas, walked across the border and got to walk with a doctor who put a lab coat on him too big for him, and he got to play doctor. Walk around with a real doctor and be inspired and motivated to think beyond his circumstances. And people ask me, well, why are you Baptist? Aren't you supposed to be Catholic? You're Mexican, right? And I said, well, yeah, we all were at one point way back there. I'm Baptist, and I'm Baptist today, and I'll worship Baptist, believe me. But the oldest Spanish-speaking Baptist work in Texas is in Laredo, Texas. And they reached my grandparents and my parents. And my mom and my dad got scholarships to Howard Payne University, my mom, and to Baylor, my dad. And because of that, going to community college first, and then the University of Texas Medical School at Galveston after Baylor, he became a surgeon. See, that doesn't happen in third world countries to the south. Yeah, God bless them. We love them all. That doesn't happen in Kazakhstan or all the stands over there. That doesn't happen over there. Okay? But it happens here. Birth does not define destiny for the first time in human history. So consider this. The worldview that gave life to unalienable rights is the Christian worldview. Because those unalienable rights came from a creator God. So our documents say. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right. So because we believe in a creator God, we have these eternal, unchangeable values that are at the core of our government, of our worldview. Without which we don't have the freedoms that we enjoy today. Now, the rule of law and due process. The rule of law and due process. Without those two things, we can't have free enterprise or the economy that we have. Without courts that work, without due process, without the rule of law. And it is the worldview that we enjoy in this country that gave rise to a government that defends, protects, and enhances due process and the rule of law. Without which we have banana republics and we don't have the freedoms that we enjoy. Now, why is that important to me to preserve? Well, I'm convinced that the only way this country as a democracy and its freedom-loving people continues to survive is by honoring the Creator who gave us those unalienable rights.
Amen.
When we stop honoring Him, He tends to stop honoring us. So, what do we want? A government that serves the people, or a people that serves the government. We want to live under the dictates of a government and a ruling elite class of people, or we want a government that exists to serve the people. That's what we want. And for the first time in the world, we have it. And it's worth fighting for.
Amen.
That's why I'm involved in politics.
Amen.
Okay? Now, finally, just a couple of quick stories. In the battle, I got into a pretty, I shouldn't say heated, but it was a very stern conversation with a certain editor of a certain newspaper over a piece that I'd submitted that they asked for. And he says, I thought you were more tolerant than this. And I said, well, what do you mean by tolerance? I studied philosophy also, so I love asking questions that have tough answers. I don't have to come up with answers, just questions. It's always funner. So I said, well, what do you mean by tolerance? Or being tolerant? And he marveled, jumbled all around. And I said, well, let me help you. To be tolerant means to be kind, considerate, honoring, respectful toward people you disagree with. Disagreement is in the definition. Tolerance does not mean agreement. And you're trying to get me to agree with the other side. And I don't agree. And if that's why you're calling me intolerant, you need a dictionary. Because I have never been unkind, unhospitable, disrespectful to the people I disagreed with in the debate I had been involved in. And he was asking me to submit something, and so I did. And he was stumped. And to his credit, he put on the title of my article that I'd written, the true meaning of religious tolerance. Because he stood corrected, which was really wonderful. But without my engaging him, he would never have gotten the benefit of that education. Right? We have to engage and clash with our worldviews versus the other in order to preserve our liberties and our freedoms. We must be involved. We don't have an option of being involved or not being involved. We must be involved. And I challenge people all the time to pray like everything depends on a prayer, and vote and work like everything depends on our votes and our working. Pray and vote. We have to engage. So I want to commend you for being here tonight. Thank you for your involvement. Thank you for the efforts, your talents, your time, your treasure, being involved in supporting this club. It's important. It matters. And I want to encourage you to keep going. Don't give up. Don't take anything for granted. Support faithful leaders. Let's get them elected, and let's keep re-electing good people with the right worldview to keep our liberties and our freedoms intact. God bless you, and God bless Texas.